Hi, it's Rocky Mountain Mama, and I'm going to show you how to convert your cloth diapers with Velcro into cloth diapers with these wonderful snaps. So, first thing, you're going to need a seam ripper, a black or dark washable marker, a ruler. I also use my scrapbooking template thingy since it has some nice grid lines on here so I can get really accurate measurements. You'll also need Scotch tape, this little pokey tool, and I actually got it when I ordered my snap pliers from camsnaps.com. Here's my wonderful pliers, and you will also need a piece of paper so that you can make your template, which I will show you in just a second. And then of course you're going to need your snaps. So let me show you a little bit closer here. So here's the snaps. This one is the cap, and you're going to need the most of those because you use them for every single snap you put on. This one is your stud, and then this one is your socket. I had a hard time for some reason trying to see the difference between the stud and the socket, but the stud has little ridges and bumps on the back, whereas the socket is just a flat surface on the back. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to make the template. Here's my old template. The first thing I did was draw two straight lines that are 1 inch apart, and then I marked off 8 spots that are also 1 inch apart. So we end up with 16 dots. And if you look on my wonderful diaper here, you will end up with 2 rows of snaps. It's easier that way. It just makes the diaper more secure on your little one. So let's go ahead and make our template. So this is also why I use my scrapbooking grid, because that way I can get nice straight lines. So there's one line, and then my next line down is 1 inch, 2. Now with the scrapbooking template thing here, I can very easily just line it up and mark off every inch. So I put just a little dot at each inch. And then later, I'm going to poke through those dots so that when I put my template on my diaper, I can easily mark off where I want to poke my holes and put in my snaps. Okay, so here is my new template that I just made, and what I'm going to do now is take a little pokey tool, and I'm going to poke holes through each of these spots that I marked off. That way when I put on my diaper, the marker will show through. So, just carefully poke it through each of your dots. Okay, so now I have my holes all poked out. I forgot to mention, if you wanted to add more snaps, you can. On the one I'm doing, I'm only doing 2 rows of 8 because it is a sized diaper. If it were a one-size diaper, I'd probably add 2 more snaps on each side. But I only stuck with 8 just because I know Christopher's going to outgrow them pretty shortly. So the next step is to take your Velcro off of your diaper. So if you've never used a seam ripper before, all you need to do is kind of pull the Velcro away from the fabric as much as you can until you see the little threads in there. And very carefully just take your seam ripper and start sliding it across. Now this, once you start getting it open, it's a lot quicker to just slide your seam ripper kind of across as you pull the Velcro away from the fabric. So you're going to remove this whole piece and the tabs as well. The tabs are actually really easy because once you get through this one side, 1, 2, 3, you can just pull it right off. Okay, once you are finished removing the Velcro from here and the tabs, then you're ready to start applying your template and putting on the buttons. So this diaper, since it's a size diaper, doesn't have all the other buttons on it. I do have one here that I've already done with the buttons, and honestly it makes it a little bit easier to line up exactly where you want your template. What I did was, since I have 8 buttons, I lined it up so that my middle 2 rows of buttons are right here in between this, or on the outside of this middle button of the diaper. So that was a little bit easier for me to kind of line it up and make sure it was in the right spot. And then also the last 2 rows lined up with the last button here for the size adjustment buttons. So what you do is just line it up, make sure it's about 1 inch away from the top of the diaper to the line there, and you're going to take your Scotch tape and you are going to tape it onto your diaper once you have it all nice and straight. And then I usually kind of go back and double check that it's about 1 inch from the top. So pretty close. That's pretty close. And it doesn't really need to be exact, but you want it to be even. That's the most important thing. So now, what you're going to do is lay your diaper as flat as you can, and you are going to take your washable marker, and in those holes that you punched earlier, you're going to just press and, I don't know, kind of twist, make sure the ink gets down in there.